We have a couple of examples more to go, and then that's the end of this section. Yay. Here's the first one. Here's some data, computer statistics. We want X bar to be 2.55, S is 0.33, N is 24, 90% confidence, making a confidence interval. Degrees of freedom, since that's 24, is 1 less is 23. T, with that degrees of freedom, using a tail probability of 0.05, which is half of the 10%, it's left over here, is 2.069. And then we make the interval, X bar, 2.55 plus or minus 2.069 S 0.33 over the square root of 24. And usually I'll just compute the margin of error first. So that's 2.069 times 0.33 divided by the square root of 24. Okay. 1.388. 0.55 plus or minus 1. I said 0.1388. 0.1388, like that. And so I'll take 2.55. I'll add 0.1388 to it. 2.6 3/8. Maybe don't need that many places, huh? 2.55 minus 0.1388. $2.4112. So I'd probably just round that off a little bit more. So I probably think it's 2.41 up to 2.69. I've got two places here. I didn't check to see whether that came out even or if that was rounded or not. There we are. Oh, it didn't say. That's right. It didn't say, so I don't know. It might have been. So ordinarily, if that's as many places as you keep, you might keep that many places in your answer. So then in the second example, we have some data there. There's 10 values. I stuck it in my calculator. I did a normal probability plot because this is a small sample size. And we said the small sample size is less. So if it's at least 15, we're not too worried. But if it's less than 15, it should look normal. And if it gets too tiny, we really can't tell by looking at the data plot. But here it's, it looked like when I saw the data plot that this indicated no skewness and pretty much a line. So it looks very close to normal, so we ought to be okay. And then I went into the TI's t-interval routine. I just asked for a t-interval with 95% confidence. It doesn't say anything, right? It says find one. I'm going to use 95% confidence because no one told me to do anything else, so I always use 95% in that case. Found it close to normal, put the values in my calculator, got the confidence interval with 95% confidence. There it is. So you just go to stat calc. Well, first you enter the data in a list, and then you go stat calc t-interval and select that list, and off we go. Here it says find n for 95% confidence if s is 4.3 and the margin of error you want is less than or equal to 0.25. Here's the formula we were given. The z, we're using z now because we're trying to find the sample size, and the t values depend on the sample size, so we can't very well put a t there. So we do the best job we can using z. So 1.96 is the t, this is z for 95%. S is 4.3, margin of error is 0.25. We take that value and we get 33.712. We square it, get 1136.5, and so you always take that up to the next whole number, 1137. And then there's some closing comments for our intervals. So we have two intervals for proportions, P, or for the mean, U. So we're trying to figure out where the population proportion is or where the population mean is. It's two separate situations. But we create confidence intervals for each, and they obey some of the same rules. Here they are. Larger n, narrower interval. Larger confidence, wider interval. Simple random sampling or something close must be used. The confidence interval explains where the parameter is. likely to be. It does not say where the individual values might be. So really the only information it's giving you, if you did a proportion interval, is where the population proportion value is likely to be. Or if you did a mean interval, it tells you where the population mean is likely to be. So here it says the population mean is somewhere between 2.41 and 2.69. It's 90% confidence, so you're not as guaranteed as you might be with 95% that covers the true value, but it's likely to cover the true value. And the true value is the population mean here. If it was a proportion interval, it'd be the population proportion you're estimating. Okay, and then 95% confidence is assumed if it's not specified. So if it's just someone says make a confidence interval or find a sample size and they don't tell you what confidence level you're using, you would just use 95 because that's the default. Okay, I think we've finished this section off. I'm closing this session out, and we'll be back with more. The class is not over yet, is it? No, it is not. We'll see you later.